What is up, everyone? How's it going? We're live. Make sure everything here looks good. Oh man, should be doing okay right here. Let's see here. Gonna test the quality of the stream real quick. My end is looking okay. Just want to make sure it's looking good here. All right. We should not have any camera disruptions tonight. That would be because I have the new motherboard installed today. So that's good. I'm glad that I got that hooked up. I was a bit worried about that, to be honest with you. Mostly because... Oh, wait, what's this? Hold on. Okay. There we go on that. I'm just getting some stuff set up real quick. And... Okay. All right, looks good. Everything here looking fine. And okay. I haven't done a stream in a couple days. I've been sick. I'm feeling better now, thank God. I ended up getting this weird flu where it was like it felt like I had food poisoning, and like some weird flu, but it didn't impact my head, my neck, like my sinuses, my throat, nothing. Like even my stomach was relatively okay, but the rest of me was just like had every flu-like symptom imaginable. So I didn't stream all weekend. I wanted to catch up from what I missed from Comic-Con, and I was just fucking wrecked. So I'd do my videos and then I would sleep. Like I would record them, I'd export them, I'd get them all done, and then I would just, like the other night I was gonna stream and then I laid down at 7:30 p.m. And I passed out until 7:30 a.m. I just needed it apparently. So that was some crazy shit. Did you eat seafood? No, I didn't eat seafood. I haven't seen the Ben Shapiro Shank interview. So, I know I saw like 16 seconds where Ben called out the Young Turks for kissing Bernie's ass, which I'll totally agree with. Oh, Void, I haven't looked on Discord yet. Let's see. I haven't gotten it, Void, so if you sent me a DM, you got to send it to me again. Sorry, man. So, as perhaps I partake in Chipotle. No, Jack, I didn't have any. I did not have any Chipotle. Right? I did not have it. I had other good Mexican food. I'm wondering if it was food poisoning. I'm wondering if it's what I brought back. It just kicked my ass. It just completely kicked my ass and shit. It's them burritos. I had a lot of burritos, man. The girlfriend's mom's coming up too from California this week. She's been instructed to bring more burritos because I'm not going to get them very often. So I did not eat Taco Bell. Yeah, Rick and Morty new episode. It's the same one that aired back on April 1st, right? I actually haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it tonight after this thing. Oh no, Zach Lee Holland, man. Yeah, I admit I screwed up on the Halloween 3 gaff. Am I a chemistry or a physics guy? Probably a chemistry guy. So yeah, no, I'll probably chat more after doing tomorrow's videos. Will I vote for you in 2020? Nope. Trump? Nope. I have not seen Game of Thrones yet. I have not. I don't have HBO Go, so I have to wait to see it. And then I did read a thing, though, that apparently, like, the season 7 premiere of Game of Thrones was downloaded, like, 90 million times or something. HBO was, like, furious. Like, they're trying to go after pirates now. It's like, oh, yeah. See, in the early days, they were, like, goading pirates. They were just like, hey, pirates, you like pirating our show, huh? We don't fucking care. We're goddamn Game of fucking Thrones. And now that it's, like, one of the biggest shows in the world, they're like, whoa, 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 dog. Whoa, man, slow your roll. No, listen. We make it easy for you to get the show. They don't do that shit. So Westworld greater than Game of Thrones? Nah, Westworld's good, but you figure one season of Westworld, which won't come back until 2018, And then you've got fucking 7 seasons of Game of Thrones. I'm all for Game of Thrones. So I don't know. Carrot was in a stream 5 hours ago. Justice League trailer looks good. The movie is high on my list to see. It looks pretty good. My complaint, and I did do a video about this for $3 Theater. My complaint was the marketing is going to focus too much on Pennywise, which I get it. That's kind of the draw, but at the same time, it's like I feel like they're showing us every scene in the movie with a minute. So I have not watched Oats yet. I'm sorry, man. I keep meaning to. I don't know if I want. I don't really want to do a live show on the Cenk and Ben debate, man. I don't. I want to watch it and enjoy it. So. Oh. I never ate at Guadalajara in Downey, California. I usually just drove through Downey, California. I got to Downey. I'm like, oh, I'm in Downey. There's the Citadel. There's the fucking casino. I'm driving through to get back to North Hollywood. The last. Let's see. Is a Game of Thrones better than Lord of the Rings? I don't know. I think we've gotten consistently good content out of Game of Thrones, but it's also Lord of the Rings, so there you go. And in light of the beast that is the Emoji Movie, your family film's dead now. 25 million, you know, families went to go see it. It will do better on home video. Would I rather live in communist Russia or Nazi Germany? Probably neither. I probably would have a higher survival rate in Nazi Germany than I would in communist Russia. I'm just a guy in Super Chat says, am I going to get Sonic Mania when it comes out? No, God, no. Yeah, no, I know. I need to sit down and watch. The Oats. That's one of the reasons why I record my content for tonight, because then it frees me up a bit more time to do other stuff tomorrow. Yeah, Nitron. Dunkirk beat Emoji Movie 28 million to 25 million, but we're in the fourth week of July, and it's summer movie season still, and the top movie pulls in 28 million. You know, the top movie pulls in 28 million. That's a low number. It's been a low numbered summer. You just got Horizon Zero Dawn. How many do you have any do you have any tips? Stock up on Ridgewood, man. No, fuck that. You don't even really need to stock up on Ridgewood. Just spend the 20 shards and I think like the 5 wire or whatever to buy a bundle of 200. Stock up on, learn to identify the medicinal plants. Would I rather be Asian or black? Why not Blasian? Clearly, best of both worlds. So Chris G28 says, Matt, you are the man. I watch all your videos. Keep it the good work, my friend. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. I don't know if I consider myself the man. I consider myself a man. Some could argue that point, I guess, but no, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I did see PewDiePie's Anita Sarkeesian thumbnail. Then I went to watch the video, and I kept expecting him to talk about Anita Sarkeesian. Instead, it was just Player Unknown, which is fine, but I ended up turning it off halfway through. Is Dunkirk doing less due to SJW's attack? No, it's not. It's not. Everyone's mocking them for the SJW attack. They're mocking them for like the Withomeo, like that video I did yesterday, doing really well. I was surprised, so I'm really happy. I need to go see Dunkirk. I need to go see a lot of movies. I did see Jim's video on Angry Joe, and I was actually disappointed. I get why he did what he did, but he could have just made that like a separate video if he was going to go after Angry Joe for just that one topic. He could have just like gone through everything with that Joe's done and then touched on this at the end and then made that a separate video. But no, he chose to make an entire 20 minutes dedicated to that. And I just felt that it was I get why he did it, but because I think, I thought it could have been like 2 videos. I don't know, Esker, if Dunkirk's seen, if you're a big history buff. I haven't seen it. Mission report, December 16th, 1991. That's goddamn right, Jack. What's going on, Tracy? How are you? We need an all-female World War I with trans black women as the dead. Do you mean lead? Oh, Rich got a new 2DS as broke when he unboxed it. Yeah, I won't touch that. I haven't watched Boogie's video on Angry Joe yet. So Jim's videos are hit or miss. Like when Jim is trying to take the piss out of something, I think he's on point. And this would be Mr. Medicare or Internet Aristocrat, whatever you want to call him. His videos about Tigwatig, I thought have been very good, actually, because they're more of an in-depth thing. They're more of an in-depth look. And you can tell that Jim actually had some respect for these people. And I think he has watched people that he truly enjoyed on the internet go to shit. And then that's why he is actually approaching this in the way that he is. He isn't approaching this to like attack them. Maybe Lindsay Ellis, because the abortion thing is going to come up, like guaranteed, it's going to come up. But he actually comes across from a level of criticism and critique, but from a person who actually enjoyed watching them and shit. Ghostbusters 2016 was totally unnecessary. Yep. Will I see the new Inconvenient sequel? Probably. Bob R. Tigwatig. Sorry, it's that guy with the glasses. It's just, like people. That's how people pronounce it. I don't watch. I know of the God of Cringe. I haven't seen him yet. Have I played KOTOR? Yes, I have. Do I like Sargon of Akkad? Yeah, Carl's my friend. We've been friends for many years. I very much loved meeting him at VidCon last month. He'll be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Wisconsin next month. It is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, isn't it? I think it is. I don't even know right now. But I can't make it out there. So, thoughts on Ocean's 8, the all-female spinoff? Thought there'd be a trailer at Comic-Con. Thought we'd see something at Comic-Con. Kind of surprised that we didn't. I don't think Warner's has a lot of faith in it. Will I roast Paul Joseph Watson? Nah, not officially. I give the guy a lot of crap, but I just give the guy a lot of crap. Oh, Milwaukee, Illinois. I don't know why I thought Wisconsin. I don't know why. Am I thinking on going vegan? God, no. I like meat too goddamn much. Is it? I don't even know where it is. Is it Wisconsin? Is it Illinois? I don't even know. My geography for the East Coast is shot. There's too many large cities within proximity to each other. I live on the West Coast. We have 5 major cities here: Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego. And they're all pretty much off the same goddamn freeway. Like, oh yeah, I'm looking to get to the next big city. Cool. Just hit the I-5. Go down. Would I rather be a hermaphrodite or a tranny? Well, I mean, if I'm a hermaphrodite, then I have the best of both worlds, meaning I'm never lonely on a Saturday night. But if I'm a tranny, I can reproduce. So there's that. So I haven't looked into the Seattle mayoral election news. I don't know yet. I don't know what's going on. So someone is here as secular talk. Oh, great. You're replaying Fallout 4. I still like it. I'm talking about Mr. Medicare Coffee Fresh. Yeah, Humongous is running for Seattle City Council. I don't quite know what's going on with that. But if he wins, I will definitely go there for his first council meeting. Because I guarantee you Zarna Joshi's going to be there. Just like, totally like fucking thing. Stuck in a room with Trump or Hillary. I think it'd be funner to hang out with Trump. There is no trailer for Suicide Squad 2, Kevin. I don't have a director yet. You'd pay top dollar to see me eating vegan burritos. I mean, what would that be? Like refried beans, quinoa, and some kind of tofu cheese or something? Kid Rock for Senate. Kid Rock for Senate. I just want Kid Rock to play his own music when he goes to these events. Could you imagine like his lead-in song when he goes to give a speech is "Ba with the Ba"? You know, like all of a sudden like the lights dim, fog comes in, you start hearing like "Ba with the ba, da bang, big," you know, whatever the fuck it is. It's been like almost 20 years since I've heard that song, I feel like. And then like it just kind of like, "My name is Kid," and does a whole thing, and then it's like walks in. You know, as he walks in, then he goes, "Kid Rock," da, da, you know, and everyone's all fucking moshing because he's got a whole bunch. I could imagine him because he's running in Wisconsin. No, he's running in Michigan. I could imagine like him going to Michigan, and then like all of a sudden like a shitload of like fucking juggalos show up, right? And the juggalos show up and they're just all like, you know, fucking moshing to Kid Rock and shit, and he fucking just goes like the Gathering to fucking meet his constituents and shit. Man. I don't know. No one's been moshing to Kid Rock for like 20 years. Probably. So, stuck in a room with Zarna or Anita. Clearly Anita. I have questions. Zarna, I would be worried that she would try to fucking kill me, peel off my flesh, and wear it like a blanket. So, nah, Suicide Squad was not legitimately trash. It was a good movie. What do you think of no swastikas in COD World War II? There's swastikas in the main game. There's no swastikas in the multiplayer, if I hear that correctly. Thoughts on Secular Talks content? Kyle Kalinske for me is hit or miss. I much prefer David Pakman. I do. David he'll tell it to you straight, and he's like the Mr. Rogers of news information on YouTube. Kyle, I have trouble sometimes getting through one of his videos because I feel like, for me, it's the Justice Democrats thing. It's just you're teaming up with Cenk. I don't think you can be a journalist and an activist at the same time. I don't think those two go together. It's one of the reasons why I'm not frothing at the gash over the situation involving Lauren Southern and Patreon. I'm actually kind of more on Patreon's side. Not to say that the situation is good at all and that I agree with it, because I really don't entirely. But at the same time, it's kind of like I don't feel what she's doing in that moment. Like I feel like their reasoning for wanting to ban her, it feels like it makes some sense, because yes, she was directing the boat where to go. That is no longer being a journalist, that is being an activist, and that can be perceived as putting someone's life in danger. So it's very weird situation. I like Lauren quite a bit. I've just been disillusioned with her actions as of late. So this is the camera that I'm using right now is a Logitech C920. If you guys notice, it's not really glitching, right? It's not glitching. It's because I got the new motherboard in there today. Okay, I got to tell you guys this because this still blows my fucking mind. So I went to Best Buy to have the motherboard installed. All right. And, you know, people are telling me on Twitter, just do it yourself. I'm like, fuck that shit. I suck at this crap. Like, I know I suck at this crap. So I went there and they were $40. Like, I would have gone to a local shop, would have been like $100. These are $40. And then I guess with Windows 10, it will take like your, what is it? Fuck. It just, I didn't need to reinstall Windows. It actually like was able to, it worked. It brought it all over, which is so cool, because I thought that was gonna be the rest of my day today, was doing all that shit. So I'm really glad. And so yeah, that blew my fucking mind. But yeah, the thing's working a lot nicer. I like the new motherboard quite a bit. At Evolution, I don't think they're gonna do a CG Harold Ramis. But Ghostbusters 3 will be happening. Yeah. You're generally curious what I think of the new It trailer. I think it was good. So, Secular Talk, which I know you're not, Kyle Kalinske. Yeah, you're just some guy. You just some guy with 18 subs. So, fake off. But no, I don't even know the question anymore. So there's that. All right, 10:23 right now. Got 167 people. Do I support Rage After Storm? No, she's an idiot. I didn't get involved in any of that shit, but I watched her video, and I feel that she clearly came at this from the wrong perspective. I feel that's my opinion on it. I think she did, and then I think she did some other stupid shit. So patrons are sweaty. Ad block on my sweater already. Matt Spaghetti. Jesus Christ, Jack. Colbert is a sad, bitter man. He's not sad or bitter, dude. If you ever actually watch him, he's laughing his ass off at what he's saying. Like, he's legitimately, there's like a glimmer behind his eye. He's having so much fun with what he's doing. North Koreans are really just right now, Chris G. They're beating their chest. They want Trump to feel, to think that they're actually like capable of doing something. They're not going to do anything. They're not. They're just simply not. If they do anything, they're toast. All right. They attack Seoul, South Korea. They're toast. I mean, if Otto Warmbier had died on North Korean soil, they'd be toast. That's why they got rid of him. They saw how bad he was. That's why they gave him back. So he wouldn't die in America, or he wouldn't die there. Anything they do, this is just all a show of force to get people to back off, to fear the might of Kim Jong-un, or Kim Jong-un. There we go. It's not going to matter. Like, we're probably going to end up going to war with them. At one point, they're going to have to be dealt with. It's one of the largest humanitarian crises on the planet. It going to be dealt with. North Korea is the best Korea. The thing is, though, Trump is calling on China to, like, not give them any money. You have to starve them out. But the problem with it is, though, is they have allies. So, oh, you saw Kraut getting a lot of shit on Sargon's This Week in Stupid. People don't like Kraut because they believe he did something with Rage After Storm. And he says he didn't do it, or what he did not constitute her getting fired. It wasn't the reason why she got fired. So it's hit or miss or whatever. It's some crazy shit. All right, let's see here. Almost time to get going. I should probably do the first story. I want to talk about the whole no Confederate thing, because that's a lot of fun. Oh man, just imagine what would happen if North Koreans like got their hands on American culture. It would blow their mind. You want to genetically modify humans, God Satan? Okay. Pardon me. I've been up since like fucking 7 a.m. Cats, man, are driving me crazy today. You guarantee I'm an ass man? Not saying I'm not. What's going on, Austin Hart? How are you, man? Why, Bull Moose? Why do you keep asking? Like every stream, you ask about like tits or ass. Esker, I don't speak any other languages. The only other one I can properly muster would not even a real language. It's a made up fake language. It's Double Dutch. I bet Wyber Yabus Fibe Klabek Dibus. I bet Liber Dibin it when I was Wyben Iben Wybus Five Tibing. Iben my by Fraben Iben Abide Wyben Tibe Tibu Swiber. Iben Fraben Tibe of Iba Hour. That's a hard one to do. Piber Ibens. Basically, I said I learned it when I was 15, and I only learned it because my friend and I wanted to swear in front of our parents. So, yeah, it's called Double Dutch. It's all you do is you add I's and B's. So if a word has a consonant, right, beginning, like first letter, you would do an IB after it, right? So, like fuck, for example, would be $5 because you're adding in that consonant. And then let's say if a word had a vowel at the first letter, you would add a B in front of it. So like goddamn, like apple would be ibapple, right? So it sounds kind of funky, but once you know what you're doing and you get into it, you could rattle off shit pretty quick. It's just and then after, so yeah, you do the IB either in front of a vowel or after a consonant, and then every syllable you add in another IB. I learned it like 20 years ago. Yeah, that's it. That's all I know. I lived in California for 15 years, and I can't tell you I can't tell you anything about like Spanish. I don't know it at all. Speaking the lizard people speak. Nah. Nah, I know lizard people speak. Metal Gear Survive. That's still coming out because actually it looks okay. I'm not insane. I'm just speaking in tongues, right? That's so stupid. So stupid, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we've been on for 30 minutes now. Let's top of the hour. Well, really, it's the bottom of the hour. Get into the first story today. We're gonna talk about this nonsense with no Confederate, because it's some serious goddamn nonsense. All right. So as you guys can see, we are here. Let me start the recording process. Make sure I have video content for tomorrow. All right. No dropped frames either. That's good. New motherboard. Ooh, so nice. Okay, so before you guys are aware of what this is. If you're not, you're gonna find out. So, crack the neck, get nice and loose, loosey goosey, loosey goosey. Why the fuck do I do this? I fucking sit here. I make myself out to be a gigantic asshole in front of you guys, cause I love you. That's why I do it. I'm an asshole, cause I love you. All right. Time for snaps for traps. I can't. Someone actually turned that into a video too. A person named Mitzi Moore did it. So thanks, Mitzi. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I could never do this like as an actual show, like in front of live. I mean, I'm in front of an audience right now, but I laugh at myself because there's no one else here. If there's other people here, I'd be totally screwed all the time. All the time. All right. Snaps. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. And, you know, controversy is always right around the corner. You never quite know what it's going to be next, which is one of the reasons why controversies on the internet are so fun to digest, because they're always different. You still get mad at them because most of them are just stupid. People being stupid over perceived injustices that don't actually fucking exist. And you always have to kind of throw back your head and laugh while people just kind of run around acting like lunatics. But we find ourselves right now in the mix of another one, and this time it's all about the show Confederate. Yeah, the show Confederate is a new show coming to HBO sometime. It was announced during Comic-Con. Essentially, it's a revisionist history, very similar to The Man in the High Castle, but instead of World War II, where the Nazis and the Japanese won and America got totally screwed, this time around it's the Civil War, and the South pretty much didn't get demolished. It's not even that the South like won the Civil War and took over like everything. It's that the South basically, well, they did what they set out to do. They wanted individualism. They wanted states' rights. They wanted all of these things. And let's not forget, slavery was a big part of that. They wanted slavery to stick around because that was part of their, free labor business model. One that I think we all can agree, we're glad that it's gone. And so, as a result, they had HBO had come out and announced this new show from the creators of Game of Thrones, titled Confederate. And it seems like a cool concept. Again, it's revisionist history. And I don't know about you, but I look at revisionist history tales as like a warning of things we dodged the bullet of. It's very much a story of like, man, aren't you glad that never fucking happened? Because that's just fucking horrible. Like that's how I view revisionist history. But that's not how everyone reviewed revisionist history. So the hashtag #NoConfederate is running right now on Twitter. And it's currently trending, or it was currently trending for a while. It was being pushed during the 6 p.m. East Coast, the 9 p.m. showtimes of each Game of Thrones, and it was as ridiculous as you might see. And you can see here there's some people talking about it. People just kind of going through it here, saying no Confederate because this country never stopped enslaving and exploiting black bodies for labor. No Confederate because the terror of white supremacy is a reality for people of color. This shouldn't even have been a hashtag in 2017. And I completely agree, J. Coles. It should not have been a hashtag because it's a work of fucking fiction. It's not real. It's made up. As I said, it's kind of a fictional take on what could have happened, and to remind us, like, ooh boy, we're really happy that it didn't. You know, getting mad over a story and wanting to destroy something you don't like is very much an SJW thing, regressive leftist thing. Really funny that it's happening here. But to kind of take you guys into more of an article about it, to give you a bit more of a rundown of it, we're gonna turn over to this Mashable article here titled "Game of Thrones Got Upstaged by the No Confederate Campaign." It really didn't. It really didn't. It's like Game of Thrones on Twitter got upstaged by No Confederate. I don't know about that. Take a quick look here, just to go back. Worldwide trends, Game of Thrones is #1. Don't see No Confederate. Well, it's worldwide, so I'm not logged in on this profile. I'm pretty sure nationwide is still trending. But anyway, so it says here that as the 3rd episode of Game of Thrones 7th season aired, another HBO-focused campaign pulled a lot of attention away from the mega popular fantasy drama. Did it? Did it really? Do you think people watching Game of Thrones stopped watching Game of Thrones because the No Confederate hashtag was running at the same time that wasn't necessarily 100% tied into Game of Thrones? I hate to break it to you, it really wasn't. Last week, HBO announced a new project with Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, an alternate reality show in which the Civil War did not stop slavery and it continued to this very day. Oof, pretty rough, right? Is it? I mean, we tell stories of horrible things all the time. You know, people glorified fucking Scarface, right? For 30 years now. Glorified the fuck out of that movie. Cuban American coming to America, starting, or a Cuban coming to America, getting into the drug trade, becoming the king, the Don, and then getting gunned down by a Colombian death squad. You know, I mean, yeah, it's got some fucking nice pop culture moments in it, like say hello to my little friend, you know, but the core concept of it, though, still is this utterly dark, brutal tale that takes place during the height of capitalism in the United States. So it's a take on a moment in time that is based in some form of reality, but still is not 100% there. This is off the bat saying, okay, guys, listen, we're telling this really kind of dark, fucked up tale. It just takes place in a fictional universe where things didn't actually happen. You're okay. You're safe. You'll be perfectly fine. But instead, people got butthurt. Goes on to say here, lots of people thought so, and the announcement was greeted with multitudes of backlash against the extremely sensitive subject and the fact that it would be spearheaded by 2 white dudes. Yeah, 2 white guys responsible for one of the most famous shows on the planet, tackling a subject matter that is dark and upsetting, very similar to parts of Game of Thrones. Like, I remember when Sansa got raped by Ramsay Bolton. Twitter lost their shit. People lose their shit all the time. Red Wedding, anyone? I mean, we still talk about the Red Wedding of being like this, oh my God. Like, when you describe Game of Thrones to people, you're like, oh, is it bad? And you're like, whoa, I mean, like, it's bad, but not like Red Wedding bad, you know, in terms of the violence and the gratuitousness of it all. So again, that's kind of how people respond to these things. But it goes on to say that writer couple Nichelle Tramble Spellman and Malcolm Spellman, who are black, are tapped to co-write and executive produce, but the two guys, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, are still the showrunners. And there's nothing wrong with that. If a black couple is coming in to executive produce and to write it, they're going to be very much pushing this. D.B. Weiss and David Benioff are going to be bringing their experience to creating worlds, and they're going to be bringing their experience to crafting these tales with these good characters. That's what they're going to be doing, as well as working alongside the Spellmans, who I'm pretty sure pitched the idea to them, and they took that to HBO, part of a package deal, which is probably what got this thing off the ground in the first place. It goes on to say that out of this intense social media and regular media backlash, an impromptu protest formed with the Twitter hashtag #NoConfederate. The campaign was launched by Oscar So White progenitor Reign of April, and the hashtag spread like wildfire. Viewers of Game of Thrones circled the hashtag around tonight's episode as a loud message that they had no desire for a show about modern slavery. It's not... Yeah. I understand they have every right to protest. I just have every right to kind of look at them and go, man in the high castle. Anyone? We've kind of been here. You know, I mean, like, Nazis, you know, eradicated like 6 million people with their TV show about how they took over America. I mean, you guys, no, nothing. Crickets. Okay. Like, you're getting a lot of that shit. And I've seen people come out and they go, oh, you can't compare the two. You can't compare Man in the High Castle. You can't compare it to Confederate. Totally different scenarios. The subjugation and exploitation of humans for a multitude of reasons, whether actually in both cases, labor was a big part of it, and a lot of other really horrible, fucked up things. You know, again, what this is boiling down to when people are upset about this is like fucking, it's oppression Olympics, in my opinion. It's very much oppression Olympics is what it boils down to. You've got, you know, when the Man in the High Castle was talked about, like when it was first pitched by Amazon, no one sat there and went like, oh, where's hashtag no Nazi? We can't have this. What the fuck? You know, no, you know, the Anti-Defamation League didn't come out and condemn it because no one cared. But here you've got the girl who was the progenitor of the Oscar So White hashtag campaign a couple of years in a row, which ultimately does nothing. It does nothing because again, the Oscars aren't controlled by talent. They're controlled by money and how much money gets spent on a marketing for trying to push that particular actor or actress or film or producer or writer or whatever into those categories that would get them the most exposure in order to get them nomination from the Academy's 6,500 plus members. You know what I mean? Like it's all a money game. That's how it works. Not the same thing at all, but you know, it's as much as you would like to think that Hollywood's a meritocracy, in a lot of ways it just boils around money. I mean, from the filmmaking side of things, oftentimes it's a meritocracy. I mean, there's nepotism and cronyism. I'm getting off track. You guys know what I'm trying to say here. And so through most of Sunday night, the No Confederate was one of the most trending topics on Twitter. It led Twitter's trending topics in the U.S. and was top 3 worldwide. Well, it's yeah, not anymore. It died off pretty quick. April here saying, we did it. We trended number 1 nationwide and number 2 worldwide for most of the hour. This is the power of social media at HBO, and we say no Confederate. To which case I respond back with, HBO got an hour of like free press, insane free press for this project that's not even it's not even in production yet. And all they've done now is solidify it for when Confederate does come out, that everyone's going to be watching it. All they've done now is just put a pin in what's going to be a huge show. And I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, you know, what show could I do an after show discussion of a new big series? And I'm all like, oh yeah, Confederate. like thanks. It's going to be something we're talking about because of the perceived injustices surrounding it when it's still in pre-production, or probably still even in development. And it goes on to say, many just tagged No Confederate along with their weekly Game of Thrones live tweeting. Some called out HBO on the issue altogether. With Sealy Music here saying, a series about the South winning the Civil War with the sitting president who just called for police brutality is beyond sick. Again, it's not entirely true. It's not about them winning the Civil War. It's that they didn't lose the Civil War. If they would have won the Civil War, they probably would have taken over the North as well. They just held on to their states. Maybe you can call that winning. Sure, maybe. But keep in mind that the Civil War was not just about, you know, slavery. It was about a lot of other issues, a lot of other factors. Yes, slavery was a large part of that, but everyone likes to just kind of chalk it up to slavery because when you're in like 4th grade social studies and they talk to you about the Civil War and you raise your hand and you're just like, excuse me, what was the Civil War about? You're just going to hear, it was about slavery. Because you have to get through so much shit, and it's just better to summarize it to that, which ultimately does people a disservice when they're trying to talk history down the road, because you're just like, you can sit there and go, states' rights, and someone's going to be like, who the fuck said that? What the fuck do you mean states' rights? It was about slavery. Like, it was about both. You know, people don't want to ever think outside of where they're at in these issues, and that's, again, popping up with this particular one right here. Terrell J. Starr here says, it takes a very sadistic imagination to create a show that makes entertainment out of slavery never ending. We take the 3rd episode of Breaking Bad. I guarantee if you talk to this guy, like, you watch Breaking Bad, like, oh yeah, Breaking Bad is great. 3rd episode of Breaking Bad, they cover a dude in hydrochloric acid and then melt him through a bathtub into the floor and then it drips down to where like another dude is chained up down below in the basement, right? Like we glorify violence and death and mayhem in our television in this country. I mean, look at like The Walking Dead. Look at any number of like The Shield. Anything. Sons of fucking Anarchy. Like we glorify that kind of shit. So it's okay when it happens to somebody else, but it's not okay when it's trying to tell our revisionist history about some really horrible shit that never fucking ended. Like, come on. You know what I mean? First episode of Man of the High Castle, just to give you guys some context here. First episode of Man of the High Castle. One of the main characters is driving cross country. He gets pulled over by a cop. The actor is actually my friend Ron, which I thought was pretty cool. And then they're sitting there working on the guy's truck and whatever, and all of a sudden it starts kind of snowing. And he's like, oh, is that snow? I was like, oh, no, that's ash from the crematorium. Oh, what were you guys burning? Oh, you know, the retards, the cripples, the sick. Like, just like the nonchalant way of saying it. You know, it's meant to bring home bring home the fact that the Nazis wanted pure. They wanted pure. The Aryans wanted it pure race, and they're going to get rid of anyone with a fucking defect. You know, like those kind of hard moments in history get kind of retooled into modern pop culture, so then people have a better understanding of what went down. It's a way to keep it fresh in our minds, and also to remind us never to do it the fuck again. That's why I get so mad at this shit. It's like pop culture can inform people in entertaining ways, but to sit there and try to just summarize it down to some ridiculous shit is like, this is just it's I don't want to call it like offensive, because I don't think offensive is the right word, but it's like ludicrous and just is entirely dumb. So anyway, HBO did respond by saying, we have great respect for the dialogue and concerns being expressed around Confederate. We have faith that writers Nichelle, Dan, David, and Malcolm will approach the subject with care and sensitivity. The project is currently in its infancy, so we hope that people will reserve judgment until there's something to see, which is honestly the best thing they could have probably said in response. Me personally, I just would have been like, oh, got a friend for you right here, and just been like, come at me, because you're going to watch the show anyway. Right? Reign of April here, all she has done is race baited people into watching the show when it comes out. Right? Just like she did with Oscar So White. It's just, it's like Al Sharpton level of shit. And I'm sorry, you cannot get to equality by pushing that kind of narrative. You know, have valid criticisms about the show when it comes out, but to decry its entire, I guess you could say, just the stories that it's trying to tell and stop it almost feels, and this is an odd analogy, it almost feels akin to book burning. It really does. It almost feels akin to book burning, because instead of reading it or watching it or comprehending it or understanding it or trying to, maybe see what the author's intent was and what they're trying to either say or warn us of, their social commentary, anything else, it's just, I want to shut it down. I want to burn it so no one else can see it. I want to make sure it's one of the worst things that's ever been in existence, because that's the only way I can protect my own weak mind from any kind of outside influence or outside sources. It's just all Reign of April is done. Saying here, 5 black women announced on Friday that we would have no Confederate trending on Sunday by 9 p.m. All they've done is create an echo chamber. And it's not hard to get shit trending. Okay. Last night of VidCon, I'm hanging out with the Armored Skeptic, Shoe on Head, Vernaculus, fucking Sargon of Akkad, Bunty King, Leon Lush, and a bunch of other YouTubers at a house in Anaheim, and we made Shut Up Tariq trend in like 20 minutes, right? We made it trend. You can make it trend if you are able to push the thing fast enough and quick enough. And this woman here has got 95,000 followers on Twitter, so she can in fact make that fucking happen. It's not hard to get it trending. And then everyone else that she got worked up by baiting them with basically a non-issue, essentially then was able to push that up while it was going on with Game of Thrones. And then as soon as Game of Thrones was over, no Confederate died a pretty quick death. Again, this will resurface. It will resurface when the show actually comes out. Probably not until, I'm going to take a wild step in the dark here, either probably not until fall 2018 or sometime spring 2019. It's a long ways to go. It's a long ways to go, and in the meantime, they'll be waiting. They'll be doing their little Google, alerts for Confederate, see if they had an impact, right? See what's going on, and I guarantee you they will be nitpicking every detail of this show until it's released, even after it's released, because they know that if they're able to push it hard enough, if they're able to push it tactfully enough, then they know that they can turn it into a profit. They know that they can turn it into a 6-figure a year salary if they're able to argue it well enough. I mean, shit, DeRay did it with BLM, so you got that. But yeah, it's just it's a load of nonsense. This is one of the biggest controversies I've seen in a long time, and it just cracks me up that it even fucking happened. All right, that went on a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Nope, wrong one. What the hell? Oh shit. Nope. That's fucking weird. Did I accidentally delete the wrong... I might have deleted the thing. I might have deleted the chat. No, it's right there. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know. That was weird. Man. Oh my god. Barbra Streisand effect? Yeah, pretty much. I should have said Barbra Streisand effect. That, no, I have not heard about Prince William and Kate being urged not to have a third child. I have not heard that at all. Is scratching DVDs a modern version of burning books? Maybe. If they can't get it digitally. Oh my god. That's a long fucking video. I didn't even realize it was going to be that long. I did not even realize, man. Fuck me. Fuck me. I think the next one might be long. Hey, what's up, the Nuggets? Thanks for coming in, man. John, you and Carrot are getting married? I thought, congrats? I didn't know about that. Yeah, Mr. Django Fett, yeah, a bunch of self-righteous hypocrites. That works out. That's a good description right there. Good description. Oh my gosh. That was pretty fucking funny. I gotta see here. How big was that file anyway? That's a big one. Jesus. I did not realize it was going to be that long. I'll try to get through. There's a lot to talk about there. Okay. And fuck, man. I have this other one here too that I want to go through, but that's like a long one. That's gonna be like another 20-minute video. I don't know if I'm gonna do that one tonight. I might do it later. It's like the alt version. What is it? The alt-right infiltrated My Little Pony. It's this article about it on Playboy. It's a long article. I was hoping for something a bit shorter, but I don't know. Like, I found it. I want to talk about it because I don't watch My Little Pony, but I don't have anything against anyone who does. So, you guys want me? It's a long one. It's a long fucking article, man. So I mean, I could do it. The next one is not so bad. It's not so bad. Let's see. Sort by. There we go. Okay. So I said we're going to talk about the Pizza Nazi one next. I'll do the Pizza Nazi one real quick, and then we'll do the alt-right brony thing. I just find that to be fucking funny. Oh my god. No, I'll do it. Arching. It's just, again, like, it's a lot of little paragraphs. I will try to get through as fast as I possibly can. It's just one of those ones where it's like, fuck, dude, tomorrow's videos are going to be long. People can be mad. Gear Tick, what is Verdun? I don't know what that is. Oh. Yeah, you should do a video about conspiracy theories or SJW bullshit. Why not? Why the fuck not? You should do it. Have fun with it. I need to do more Player Unknown. I need to set up a night where I can do that. because Player Unknown would be good. Player Unknown's a fun game. I like that one quite a bit. So, oh, it's a game. Oh, video game set in. Okay, World War One. Okay, am I more libertarian than anything else? I'm probably more libertarian than anything else, but I'm not like a douchebag libertarian. I'm more like just, leave me alone to do my thing. You do your thing. Is it hurting anybody? No, then fuck it. Okay, just quickly checking Twitter. Okay. All right, everything there is fine. All right. Okay. Got it. I'm not a faggot. How am I a faggot? Let's transition over to that. Okay. Start recording. Yeah, what I like about this new motherboard is that it's so far, it's pretty solid with the webcam. It hasn't been any glitches with it, which is nice. I'm not dropping any frames with it, which is nice. So I'm like, good investment on my part. I'm very happy with that. Okay. So, the Pizza Nazi. All right. All right. Snaps for traps. Snaps for traps. Still gonna kick out that motherfucking thing. We'll go through this one pretty quick. It should go by pretty well. Oh, I'm like the worst actor on the planet. I always break character. All right. Fuck me in the goddamn goat ass. All right. Okay. I'm good. I'm a professional. I do this for a living, albeit a shitty living, because YouTube sucks right now for that so bad. Not even kidding you. I had like 80,000 views and made like $45. So it's like horrible shit. All right. Let's do this. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneMatt channel. And, you know, I guess New York is known, at least through pop culture, as kind of having lots of Nazis. But not like your typical kind of jackbooted Heil Hitler Nazis, your food Nazis. At Seinfeld, you had the soup Nazi from back in the day, even though the show was based in New York. It was shot in Burbank, California. And when I used to live in North Hollywood, one day I accidentally almost ran the soup Nazi over with my car. Wasn't necessarily my fault. He darted across traffic. He wasn't paying attention. I mean, legally speaking, it still would have been my fault, but that motherfucker needs to watch his ass. But now we're getting a story coming out of New York, out of Rockaway, New York, a state park there, where the pizza Nazi was kicked out of a restaurant space for harassing patrons and hanging lewd art. Now, I know what you're thinking. Did anything he say with running a pizzeria have anything to do with gas the Jews, race war now? And the answer to that is, well, no. Nazi is not a literal term in this one. It says he was a hard ass. So it says here, the pizza Nazi of New York has finally ticked off the wrong people. Whitney Aycock. Okay, let's just stop saying the name Whitney Aycock. You can kind of see why the dude is a dick. With a name like that, it's kind of like the Johnny Cash song "A Boy Named Sue," right? He gets a really shitty name, so he's got to toughen up. People gonna give him shit. Whitney Aycock just sounds like a pretentious East Coaster douchebag name. Sorry if you are an East Coaster. Says, who operated the Wits End Pizza Shop in Rockaway, was recently ousted from his outpost at Rees Park Beach after beachgoers and park staffers complained about his hostile and vulgar behavior to the National Park Service, some of which included his proclivity for playing profane music and displaying lewd artwork in public. I don't know. They don't ever go into what the profane music was. You know what I mean? If it was like mystical shake your ass or something, or like I could see maybe like Too Short Cocktails, anything from back in the mid to late 90s and shit, when it was a lot of like really sexual rap, or like the hardcore, like let's say like Murder Was the Case, that album by Snoop Dogg, and there's a song on there. I think it's there's Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. You know, there's a line, it's like, I feel like I'm busting a gut when I open you up, cause your body is exposed to the midnight mist. I mean, like that kind of violence I could understand, but nowadays it's just like, yo, I got my money and I fucked this bitch. Like, it's weak shit. It's weak sauce is what I'm talking about here. But anyway, in an eviction notice, which Aycock photographed alongside a package of hash-infused candy and posted to Instagram, the Gateway National Recreation Area described Aycock's actions as not keeping in the mission and values of the National Park Service, if the National Park Service was run by Leslie Knope. But I love the fact that he's got hash-infused lollipops right there. Kind of a fuck you. Like I said, total douchebag. Okay, but it's great to actually look at what this guy says here. So it says, as you know, we've been receiving ongoing complaints regarding Mr. Whitney Aycock's use of NPS facilities at Reed's Park Beach. His activities are not keeping in the mission and values of the National Park Service. The complaints we've received include, but are not limited to, the following. And this is where it gets really funny. Saying here, complaints from park patrons regarding the playing of profanity-laced inappropriate music at Suite 1, a park patron's request to Whitney Aycock concerning the above resulted in a hostile and confrontational response. The patron's request to lower the music resulted in the music being blasted in her face. Mr. Aycock was advised of the issue, was advised that the setting was not appropriate for the type of music he was projecting, and asked to be respectful of park patrons. According to Mr. Aycock's email response, he indicated that our expectations concerning appropriate behavior were made very clear, and I'm pretty sure it says like he followed them and whatever. And then he goes on to say here, the complaints from park staff during a park and partner-sponsored event. During a free movie night offered on the beach in cooperation with the Central Park Film Festival and the Rockaway Arts Alliance, Mr. Aycock refused to turn down very loud music that was disruptive to the event. Mr. Aycock was advised prior to the scheduled event that all music-related activities in the vicinity of Bay 9 would have to conclude by 6:30 p.m. the evening of the event. In spite of the prior notice, Mr. Aycock refused to comply, interrupting the event organized for the community and visitors. Mr. Aycock was approached by two park staffers and asked to please turn down the music. He refused to turn down the music. The staff contemplated contacting the U.S. Park Police, but decided it would be more distracting to have a police officer address the non-compliance. Eventually, after much hand-holding and pleading, Mr. Aycock did lower the music. His disruptive, inconsiderate behavior and continued intentional non-compliance is unacceptable. I just imagine him, like, you know, in like Demolition Man, like, Mr. Aycock, you have been fined 3 credits due to the blah, blah, blah. You know, like, that's kind of what it feels like to me. It's fucking hysterical. Because I've dealt with assholes like this too, really entitled assholes, and yet you have to do lots of like pleading and hand-holding to get them to do what they should have done in the first place, which was don't be a dick. During a field inspection of Mr. Aycock's leased premises, park staff identified a lewd painting on the door to his premises that faces the public beach and boardwalk. The painting was in full visibility to children, family, and other park patrons. While the painting was removed upon request, his poor judgment and imprudent behavior is unbecoming of a park operator. Now, this is the thing. I really want to know what the lewd painting was. Was it like the Mona Lisa getting gangbanged by tentacle monsters? I mean, was it, you know, like, was it Starry Night by Van Gogh, but painted in cum? I mean, like, these are things I'm curious about. Like, what is the lewd painting? We have no idea what that is. And finishing up here by saying, Mr. Aycock failed to seek park approval for the installation of a storefront sign and installed it on a historical structure without providing the park an opportunity to assess the project, according to the Secretary of the Interior Standards for Historic Rehabilitation. Previously, Mr. Aycock has undertaken unauthorized work in connection with the installation of a flue pipe on the pizza oven at the leased premises. His continued lack of consultation undermines the park's mission to preserve and protect the cultural resources found at Rees Beach and can possibly result in permanent damage to the historic structure. Now, that one I understand. I do. I actually believe that's a valid complaint from, like, the Park Service. Because when you enter into an agreement for that kind of location, you are, in fact, telling them, hey, okay, I'm not going to fuck anything up. I'm going to leave this place as I found it. I'm not going to do any alterations. And this guy didn't really seem to care at all, as evidenced by his response to this. So the notice goes on to describe at least 4 complaints filed against Aycock, who was given his Pizza Nazi nickname after a string of earlier incidents as reasons for terminating the lease of his beachside pizzeria. In the first complaint, the patron alleges, okay, we already went through that part too. So basically, in a separate Instagram post, Aycock confirmed to his followers that the shop would no longer be open as of Monday. with a picture of it saying, "As of today, this awesome place is closed. The small, simple-minded fools that oversee this beautiful national park have deemed us federally offensive. So be it. Happily so, and fuck them." So clearly this guy doesn't give a shit, right? He doesn't give a shit at all. So I went and I looked up his Yelp page because I was just curious. I was curious about the Yelp page. I was curious about what was there. I wanted to know what people had to say. I don't want to hear the good. I don't give a fuck about the good. The good didn't get this dude booted, but I want to know the bad. So I took a quick peek here at just a couple of the 1 stars, and this is recent too, from just a couple weeks ago, saying here that the order was skipped over. They had to wait over an hour for their food. They skipped over the family's order because it was for 6 pizzas. Furthermore, when this guy's sister was confronting them, management barked at her. One of the managers smokes a vapor right in front of the food as it's coming out, exposing the food to bad chemicals. I thought that was good. Like, vape, it's vape. Come on. The food is good, but management doesn't care much about its customers. And that's actually kind of a reoccurring theme in these. And the person also had previously reviewed saying that their order was skipped over. Another person here, Chance B, says this place is terrible. They came and waited for 20 minutes to figure out how to order food. Asked the person taking orders where the menu was, and he couldn't find one. So then they had to go to Instagram to figure out what to order. That's like just horrible. After doing that, I went back to the guy taking orders and just told he was too busy to take my order. $80 steak with this type of service. You got to be joking. I would not recommend this place to anyone. Go to a real steakhouse or a place that makes pizza and treats patrons with some sort of respect. That one though, I have to just kind of pause for a hot second. Why in God's name would you go to a pizzeria at a state park and order an $80 steak? I mean, is there logic in that? It's like you go like, "Oh, hey, welcome to Wits End Pizzeria. What can we get for you?" I want the fucking steak. Got a fucking asshole orders a steak at a goddamn pizzeria. Additionally, what kind of asshole offers a steak at a fucking beachside pizzeria? And also $15 for a lousy slider with no waitress service. Napkins from the bathroom. Portions are small. Like again, this owner told me to take a fucking break because heating up a quiche took 30 minutes. Then proceeded to rant at me for 10 minutes. Said his place wasn't a McDonald's, so don't expect food immediately. You can kind of see like mediocre, expensive quiche. And the place, it was closed already. Apparently, there's another place here. Worst place in Rockaway. It goes through on and on and on and on and on about what the fuck is bad about Wits End Pizza and Rockaway Beach. I don't really feel bad that this dude like is walking away. Like, when you work at a place like that, you have to follow certain rules. The profanity-laced music, I generally don't care about that. But like when there's kids around and it's like whatever, like fucking keep it cool and shit. Me personally, I would just have like my earbuds on, listening to whatever, and then have one out so I can hear somebody else when they come on up. It's just a polite thing to do. I mean, you're in the business to make money, and it might just be like he's trying to put on like the over-the-top like New Yorker attitude, like I don't give a fuck, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm making pizza here, fuck you. Like, that might be his mentality, but at the same time, it's now bit him in the ass, and he's been labeled the pizza Nazi, and as a result, he's actually now going to have the term pizza Nazi follow him around. I wouldn't be surprised if his next restaurant, or wherever he opens it up next, is not somehow have that changed into the title, because I feel like that is what ACOC's entire existence is about. Angering people enough to where you don't become famous, you become infamous. All right. And yeah. So what do you guys think about that one? New York style pizza overrated? Yeah, I've never had it, but no, I have. No, I ate Sbarro's when I was in New York. It was a tourist thing. Hank McCoy, yeah, I've seen a lot about the Star, that animated film. So this is worse than the Arizona Banker. Oh, Kitchen Nightmares. What, Amy? Man, Amy was fun. I would like to see Gordon Ramsay come to this guy. That would be really funny. It wasn't $15 a slice. It was $15 for a slider. So just a little burger. It's in, yeah, again. Am I going to pull out the MS Paint? What would I be describing in MS Paint today? What would I be describing in MS Paint? I have no freaking idea. That's what would I even remotely describe? I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want. I feel like you want something, but like I can't give it to you because I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Shidoko, no. We got one more story. No, Chaos Sonic. I didn't watch it, man. I'm sorry. I was really sick the last stream. I was hurting, man. I was really hurting. The internet scum here says, you wake up after a salvi binge in the middle of the woods naked. There's someone else next to you. Who would fill you with the most regret? If I had to most regret, it would probably be like Zoe Quinn or something. I'd have to say probably that. That's probably what I would feel is the last one, or it would give me the most regret. Would be that, because that's horrifying. Not something I wouldn't want on any enemy. Hey, what's going on, Base Mama? Oh, you guys still talking about the whole fucking Cenk versus Ben thing? I had a feeling that Ben would hand Cenk his ass, because when we saw Cenk at VidCon, you know, he was totally cucked by the three other women on stage. Like, he didn't even really talk at all. And the thing is, Shapiro will come after him with like facts and data and knowledge. And Cenk, all Cenk can do is just go, of course, you know, and then get ready to like fucking brown buffalo that guy. I don't know, Fenrir Wolf, if the alt-right brony thing is in any way related to the alt-furry movement. I don't get the alt-furry movement. The QQ is a weird dude. Just a weird guy. So there's that. Wait, did I do this because of Pizzagate? What do you mean? Most regret Lena Dunham. No, at least Lena Dunham could buy me breakfast. She has enough money to. What's the best course of action to take if one wakes up with their penis tied in a pretzel knot? Don't think about like anyone you find attractive, or do, and just wait to see what happens. You know. All right. Yeah, $80 for a fucking steak is bullshit. But seriously though, what asshole orders it? Also, what asshole fucking offers it? Why do British accents trigger Alex Jones? I don't know. I'm pretty sure every time Paul Joseph Watson's on there, Alex is secretly rubbing his nipples. Does Patreon and Super Chat support me for my lousy ad revenue? Yeah. So, I mean, they do. They help. They're not like, they haven't got to the point of where it's sustainable off just those alone. You know, it's getting there. It's helping. Every little bit helps, trust me. But yeah, that's kind of where things are right now. So, oh my God. Alex Jones has monster nipples. Yvette Filarsha, I don't know who that is. She got arrested. Would I suck my dick for the rest of my life if you gave me $10 million? No. I mean, like, how, like, are you saying I could only have sex with my mouth if you gave me $10 million? That would be if I could feasibly suck my own penis. That's what you're saying. So I think that's what you're saying. Probably not though. Oh, okay. All right, let's jump in. Let's jump into the last one here. This is gonna be a long one. It's gonna be. I don't know why I picked the long ones tonight. Tonight's the long one, guys. Thank you very much for sticking with me here. This should be good. And all right, cool. 150 people watching. Badass. I'm totally cool with that. So. Oh, okay. Let's bring that up and start recording. Whew. All right, guys. Just, yeah. But you see a title like this, and it's like you have to go through it. You see it, you have to do it. It's one of those things. It's so fucking weird. Yeah, you have to do it. All right. Now, one more. Professional face. I'm a professional. All right. Oh. Clearly, I'm feeling better, as you guys can tell. All right. I can do this. Last time. Swear to God. One more snap for good luck. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneMatt channel. And, you know, I mean, I gotta say, like, I have not watched a My Little Pony episode in 5 years. Give or take a couple days. The last time and only time I watched a couple episodes, I had 104.7 degree fever for 4 days. I was insanely sick. I was so sick, my body was so hot, my testicles unshriveled and were literally sitting in the toilet bowl when I sat down. That's how hot I was, and that's what prompted me to watch a couple episodes of My Little Pony. I was that level of delirious. But where the fandom has gone in the couple years since then has been very interesting. Now, I've watched the documentaries. I've watched both of them. The Bronies documentary on Netflix, and then there was the one from the perspective of the voice of Applejack. I forget what it's called, but they were both interesting documentaries. I found fascinating to learn more about the community. I found it very funny to learn about like just kind of what kind of like walks of life they all come from, how they all come together, and it gave me a newfound respect for the fandom as a whole. Doesn't mean I've ever watched an episode since then. Doesn't mean I'm going to go see the movie when it comes out in a few months. It just means I get it. I understand. So I came across this Playboy article today titled "How the Alt-Right Infiltrated an Online Community of Animated Horse Lovers." Because if there's one thing that the control left, the progressive left loves to do in this day and age, it's find a way to shit on everything, right? It's like how the alt-right infiltrated an online community of animated horse lovers. Like that's their entire fucking identity. Oh, we're alt-right bronies, man. Alt-right. Woot woot. Like, what? No, let's take a look at this here. So this is from Lexi Pandel. Posted a couple days ago on Playboy.com, which is another reason why it caught my interest. Playboy.com is now writing about bronies. I can't jerk off to an article about bronies and Playboy, just so you know. I mean, you haven't been able to get nudity in Playboy for a while now. It's coming back. And then when it comes, yeah, I probably will too. The point is, this is what they do now. This is how they're trying to fill their coffers by covering this shit here. So it says, think My Little Pony and white supremacy don't mix? Think again. Though bronies, the adult male fans of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, have geeked out about Pegasi, dragons, and Fluttershy for years, there's a new force infiltrating the fandom. Among these bronies, there's talks of pony nationalism. Pony nationalism? What the fuck is this shit? What world are we living in? Avatars of horses in KKK gear and posts of ponies with swastikas decorating their rumps. I'm pretty sure I've seen that on MLP's board. Sometimes I get bored and I head over to MLP to see what kind of weird shit's going on there, but pony nationalism. That might be my favorite thing past He Will Not Divide Us this year. Just the fact that those two words were used in like absolute fucking seriousness. Those are used in absolute seriousness cracks me up. That's right. Political division has struck equestrian. Here come the pony nationalists. In particular, a group calling themselves alt-bronies, as in alt-right bronies, have driven the wedge between themselves and the rest of the fandom, who've been calling for the alt-bronies to leave the politics out of their ponies. And I can understand that. I mean, if they're just, if they're talking about like what kind of pony would Trump be, or would Steve Bannon be like the little dragon dude that's like hanging out, like I maybe I can see that as being a bit like, okay, come on, this is taking it a little bit too far. But then again, clopping exists, so So there are people that take this very seriously, according to AltBrony GWSS Delta on Twitter, saying they see MLP as a vehicle for European identity and ideal that resonates with such a large number of young white men. Okay, so now we know kind of where the pony nationalism thing comes from. But how do they see MLP as a vehicle for European identity? Is it just because of like there's a princess and there's some castles and some other shit? Like John Delancey's there. He's pretty much fucking royalty in my opinion. Q. But the point is like, wait. Okay, I agree with this sentence here. First of all, huh? Secondly, and most importantly, how can alt-bronies exist within a fandom whose motto is literally love and tolerate? That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one there. There has been a long subversive side to bronies. The fandom was born on 4chan after pony fanatics discovered each other on 2 message boards, one for cartoons and another for the random board. From there, the bronies stamped all over 4chan until they apparently drove everyone insane with their incessant pony posts. 4chan banned MLP-related materials from all board except ones dedicated strictly to the fandom, effectively corralling the group. And yeah, that's how MLP was born. Again, weird shit goes on there sometimes. But it wasn't, I don't think the brony fandom was born on 4chan though. It definitely found a home there. But I don't think it was born there. The kicker, though bronies couldn't post about Rainbow Dash anywhere else, they could post about any topic on the MLP boards as long as it was vaguely pony related, which opened it up to some pretty freaky stuff amid discussions about Ponyville and Princess Celestia, like Princess Molestia. That's always a good one, right? Good old Princess Molestia. Fucking bronies, man. Most of the community dispersed off to other platforms, Tumblr, Reddit, Equestria Daily, Ponyville.net, and so on. Those who remained on 4chan were a different breed. Yeah, they're the hardcore ones. They're the dedicated ones. They're the Polonies. You know what I mean? It's just 4chan. It's just shit talking online. Like, it's just people who go there because it's anonymous and they fucking shit post. It's like, again, like I've posted some shit on fucking 4chan before, like just to kind of test the boundaries and everything else. It's part of like the one-upping game. Most people aren't like that in real life anyway, but it's so funny though that people in this day and age, I could say in current year, people try to take your online identity and completely make that out to be who you are in real life because we do so much of the internet. Maybe that's how we now view each other. So 4chan pony nationalism. I'm sorry. Every time I think about that, I just chuckle. 4chan became the outlet for bronies who were going to get into the darker side of the fandom. Pornography and things like that. Ooh. Porno. Clopping. Just call it what it is. It says Marsha Redden, a psychologist who studies bronies. There's a psychologist who studies bronies. That's actually sadder to me than the people who are bronies. Right? Imagine being that psychologist going like, yes. Well, 4chan became the outlet for bronies who were going to get to the darker side of the fandom. Going anonymously into MLP, I was able to find many, many, many forums involving Twilight Sparkle, nipple clamps, fleshlights, and lots of Vaseline. Yeah, it's like, who would go into that shit? I mean, I don't know. People study anthropological shit forever, but it's like, I don't know if I'd want to be suddenly a German psychologist that fucking studies bronies. Anyway, politics seriously entered the discussion around 2015 as the presidential election became impossible to avoid online. As you might guess, there were many liberals among those who worshiped the series about friendship, magic, and rainbow-shaded horses. However, as with any large group, and there really are lots of bronies, millions, according to the estimate by herdcensus.com. Oh my god, herdcensus.com. So there are plenty of people with other worldviews. As political talk became more common, the bronies became more stratified. Eventually, alt-writers who remained on 4chan spun off into their own movement. Now, that part I kind of agree with. If you go to 4chan right now, especially Poll, it's like, it's crazy. I mean, Poll was always bad. But it's like now they've got like even a Twitter account that's like the Pole News Network, and it's run by a dude who is like insanely pro-Trump, and everything he posts, like maybe not everything, but like at least 90% of what he posts is all somewhat Trump related. And so it's like, you know, that is a very big part of 4chan. I will grant that. Ever since Moot sold it off, man, like there's been no one there to kind of like corral that behavior. But then again, that behavior, to an extent, is also what maybe formed Project Chinology back in 2008. Not as over the top in certain areas, but definitely that kind of organizational skills. Pushing them further into their own subculture, their rejection by the political establishment, which has made it distaste for bronies clear. Conservative and alt-right figureheads have brought up My Little Pony several times in recent years, mostly to make fun of it. In January 2016, GOP consultant Rick Wilson called members of the alt-right childless single men who jerk off to anime, which isn't a direct call-out to brony fandom, but it seems close enough. Actually, no. What that was, Lexi, because you're not even doing your fucking research here, that had everything to do with anime avatars on fucking Twitter giving this guy a hard time, right? Anime avatars on Twitter. So he was just like jerking off to anime. It's not bronies. It's literally just, it's like fucking weebs and otakus and shit. Like, that's all it is. So that's the thing. I was like, it's just, I remember when he said that too. It's pretty funny. People got mad. But then again, like, to be perfectly, truthfully fair, saying, like, making fun of anime avatars, like, on Twitter as, like, a negative, just, oh, man, it will trigger some fucks. It's pretty funny to watch. In July 2016, Sean Spicer compared part of Melania Trump's RNC speech to lines from Twilight Sparkle, trying to show that it was ridiculous to say that Trump had plagiarized Michelle Obama's speech from 8 years earlier. She did. Even the alt-right has talked shit. Well, on the Jamie Weinstein show, Richard Spencer compared a small turnout at one of his conferences to the attendee count of BronyCon, saying the fact that people are more willing to say that I'm a ridiculous pervert who dresses up like My Little Pony than to say I care about my people and I'm a white man shows the power of taboo. It's just the thing. I have to just say this. One of the things I do love about the brony fandom, all sides of it, is its tenacity. It seriously has staying power. They do not give a shit. You can shit on bronies. When I was in San Diego, 3 of the guys I was hanging out with at my old theater, all diehard bronies, and I was giving them some serious shit over it too. And you know what? They had a smile on their face and they're laughing their fucking ass off, because then they looked at me and they're like, yeah. But which one of us went to a fucking Spice Girls concert? And I'm all like, fuck you, bitch. I did that shit. Would do it again in a heartbeat. You know. So people have their fandoms and they wear them out there and shit. And I was in town for Comic-Con, so that's like ultimate fandom central, you know. So like, again, tenacity I have respect for, and so even though everyone's giving them shit for it, they still stick by their principles, and you really can't fault them too much for that. You have to kind of give them credit, because they're not running and hiding with their tail between their legs, unlike, let's say, the regressive left or social justice warriors or even modern day feminists that won't ever really defend their point of view. They'll just attack you for having something different of opinion. So it goes on to say that the alt bronies have essentially band together as outcasts of 2 fringe movements, the bronies and alt-right. But what exactly does it mean to be an alt brony? Just like the alt-right movement itself, there are different flavors, from those who truly seem to believe in white nationalism and those who simply aim to offend. Like, in this case, I would argue that most of it is probably the latter and not so much the former. Trolls just want to offend. They want to trigger you. Milo Yiannopoulos did say it best. The left is horrible. The left is easy to trigger. Like, they never get the joke. You know what I mean? They always take the bait. And that is probably a lot of what this boils down to, which might be one of the reasons why this article exists. Saying here that some alt-bronies are genuine Trump supporters or alt-righters, or who just happen to love the show. Others talk about the series as an example of white supremacy. What? Like, they come in different shapes and colors and shit. They all have different power. If it was all for white supremacy, they wouldn't have varying degrees of powers. It'd be like Twilight Sparkle across the board, or probably more like, I would say, Applejack. Why do I know these names? For them, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic exemplifies how they would like to defend their white nation, friends, and values. By going on magical quests to save the kingdom? By fighting discord? You know, like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, so lots of them live to troll and like using My Little Pony characters to stir up shit in the same way the alt-right uses Pepe the Frog. The difference in Pepe the Frog, though, is Pepe the Frog was used as more of an internal meme than anything else. Then Hillary came out and she was like, Pepe the Frog is a hate symbol, is a sign of the alt-right. Fucking Louise Mensch from Heat Street, a woman who I believe believes that Russia hacked her toaster, called it a Nazi Jew hating symbol of the alt-right. I mean, all these things for Pepe the Frog. It was so much BS with Pepe the Frog that the what was it like, the ADL came in and said that it was that it's a hate symbol, all this nonsense, and so then Richard Spencer adopted Pepe at that time. It wasn't like vice versa. It wasn't beforehand. It wasn't until all the negativity hit Pepe that then Pepe was taken by some people and used as that symbol. All right, but the thing is, though, the difference here is that then Pepe was 100% assigned to the alt-right, whereas if My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has a big diverse enough cast of people who like it, then it's not going to be 100% assigned to one particular group. So there's a little bit of a difference there. I don't really think that the comparison works 100% unless she's trying to completely destroy the argument that Pepe the Frog is a symbol of the alt-right, which she's probably not, but you can make the argument for that. Nothing pisses off liberal bronies more than seeing their beloved wholesome characters dressed as Nazi SS gear. Alt bronies have also championed their own fan-created characters, including mean favorite Ariane, a blonde, blue-eyed pony with a swastika cutie mark on her haunch. Oh my god, that's horrible. Which brings us back to the whole love and tolerate thing. You may think that white nationalism is in direct conflict with what the bronies stand for. Many bronies would agree with you. Alt bronies have been banned from message boards and fan art sites, blocked by other bronies on Twitter, and even denied volunteer positions at conferences for posting pics of Nazi ponies. And this, again, tells me, based on what I know about trolling and that kind of shit, these guys are not trying to troll the outside world. Right. Again, it's very much like an internal thing. Like Pepe the Frog was an internal thing that was then taken and just blown up to like epic proportions of irrationality. And that's kind of what's happening here. In this way, alt bronies say it's actually their leftist herd members who are in violation of the spirit of tolerance, in the same way that the alt-right is advocated for their hate speech being protected under free speech. Well, no, hate speech is protected under free speech. There's not advocating for it. It's literally like the Supreme Court has ruled it a thing. Hate speech is protected under free speech. Calling for violence or the destruction of property or things like that, that is not considered fucking free speech. But, Richard Spencer saying, hail Trump, hail our people, that's considered fucking free speech. So again, this person doesn't understand constitutional fucking shit. Oh my god. The alt bronies don't care whether they're being pushed out for espousing retrograde, often harmful views. They see it as inappropriate exclusion, period. And I think they kind of got a point there. If you can sit there, I mean, there's always a dark side to the fandom. You see videos on YouTube of people going to pony Q&As and they're like, can you talk about the dark side of the fandom? And they're like, what's that? And like Princess Molestia? And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing? God damn it, normies. It's that kind of shit. It's just, these are mostly memes. These are mostly just memes that are shared internally to fucking trigger people and to point and laugh at. I mean, it's like, we all do it. If you engage in internet culture at all, you know about some seriously bad shit. Their marginalization has radicalized them further, and many alt bronies have befriended members of other alt subgroups, including the anime right and alt furries. Oh, Jesus. Fuck me, Christ. The alt furries. I imagine them yiffing in full Nazi regalia, who also say that they've been ostracized from groups that are supposed to be inclusive regardless of political beliefs. To an extent, I've seen some stuff with the alt furries that would back that up completely. For a while, these alt groups seemed like a club that only existed on the internet, talking Trump and pissing off liberals, but these interactions aren't just happening online anymore. Alt furries have caused an uproar this past year by showing up at conventions in Nazi gear. One furry in particular calls himself Foxler Nightfire, came under scrutiny for wearing an armband with a black paw print in place of a swastika over the arm of his Corsic fox costume. And here's the thing. This kind of shit wouldn't happen in real life if people didn't have that immediate freak out reaction to it. If they didn't have that immediate freak out reaction, this shit would actually fucking, just stay online. But because the same thing happened with Pepe the Frog, because all this shit happened like this, people it just gets so much more of a spotlight shine on it, and then people just kind of run with it, and that's pretty much where things are going. Jesus Christ, that's fucking horrible. And then at this year's Bay Area Brony Spectacular Convention, more confrontation broke out. Every year, bronies descend upon an airport hotel outside of San Francisco to celebrate their love of My Little Pony. It's normal convention stuff: toys, vendors, appearances from voice actors, costume contests. But this year, something strange happened. The management hired an actor to play a villain as a part of a running skit throughout the con, and that actor fashioned their character after Trump, mostly by calling to build a wall. Some of the bronies seemed to take the joke seriously. Dozens of them showed up in Make Equestria Great Again hats, chanting at one point to deport the zebras. That's fucking horrible. That's some god level trolling right there. That is, many of them don't actually fully believe that shit. They are literally just doing it to troll you in real life. That's how far it's gone now, because of the left and everything, because of how much they've shut down any discussion. How many people were vilified for just coming out and saying, I like Trump, I like him better than Hillary. I am not a Trump supporter, but I don't vilify people who voted for him. I'm not going to sit there and call you a racist or whatever because you voted for him. That's your right to do. That's your voice to fucking speak. But it's this is so many other people did this kind of shit. And so that pushed them to come out and chant to deport the zebras, apparently. Oh my God. Their defense is that they are IRL shitposting, which pretty much means acting like a jerk as a farce, said a staffer at the con who asked to remain anonymous. Several of these people, most of them former friends, are indeed sexist, racist, and transphobic. It is doubtful to believe some of them are just joking when they have displayed bigotry or ignorance before. But then again, they are trying to get that reaction out of you. And they succeeded. They know what triggers you, because them just suggesting that, hey, maybe Donald Trump isn't the worst thing since Hitler, gets you banned from groups or banned from message boards or branded racist, sexist, xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, whatever. You get you called a fucking basket of deplorables and shit. This is how they know to get under your skin, and they're going to do it in a real world setting because you don't have the ability to run and hide behind a block bot. And that is unfortunate that it's gotten to that point, but that is kind of the reality of what this point is. I mean, people will do that sometimes in silent ways, of kind of standing up to that kind of shit. But this is the way internet discourse has taken things. When you run and hide to the point of just blocking everyone who disagrees with you or calling anyone who disagrees with you a fucking pejorative, then this is how they respond. And it's very much a shitty situation, but it's just, Jesus Christ, that Make Equestria Great shit. Oh my God, that's fucking hysterical. That's just fucking hysterical. I don't care who you are. The glue holding everything together is the fact that regardless of what your political beliefs are, under normal circumstances, you'd be deemed an outcast by either major group, says Capra General, pseudonymous Brony co-founder of HorseDues.net. People call us freaks and masochists. Are you willing to give up on a few people who accept you for being a fan of a cartoon? Is it worth it? Just because you don't like Trump doesn't mean a Democrat will like you for who you are if you are a brony. And he has a good point there. Whatever you think of the men who watch My Little Pony, the root of the fandom, it was genuine. Outcasts who came together through the internet to talk about their love of anthropomorphized cartoon horses. Bronies have until now been inclusive in pretty radical ways, Redden says, but she knows of people who say My Little Pony and the brony fandom saved them from the brink of suicide. As long as you came into the group with an open heart and willingness to chat about rarity, you are welcomed. And that's how anything is, I think. That's how it should be. That's how I view gaming. That's how I view talking about movies. That's how I view most fandoms. I know people that are diehard, extreme, super lefties. I'm not. All right. But I can sit there and be like, yo, you watch Downton Abbey? And they're like, yeah? You see last week's episode? Yeah? Dude, I can talk Downton Abbey for fucking hours. Right? I have no problem admitting I'm a gigantic fan of Downton Abbey. Right? I love that goddamn show. I've already watched the thing 3 times, all 6 seasons. I love that damn show. I will admit that, no problem. But I've talked to people who I disagree with on political levels about that because it's that common ground. It's that common ground. And through the common ground, you can have those discussions, man. You can have those discussions. You can talk about these issues. It's when people start shutting it down constantly that you're not able to have those discussions, and then the IRL shit posting takes place. Well, if it goes here to finish up. While alt-bronies are vocal, they still seem to be in the minority, though Reddit knew of plenty of Republican bronies. She'd never heard of the alt-bronies and was surprised to learn they existed. She said, if anything, she's observed more diversity at brony events in recent years than ever before, because it's a welcoming group. As I said, they're tenacious and they're welcoming. Like, I have respect for them as a result of that. But not everyone's going to believe the same thing politically, and there are dark memes that get passed around, and then people take them as legitimate things, and they create a base of fear around them. This, like Pepe the Frog, for example, and then people try to either like expel it or they try to reclaim it instead of just like laughing at it and not giving it any attention. So again, it's a problem that's very much just kind of a revolving door of bullshit. And then finally, she says here, still, it's undeniable that things turned ugly online and off. So what will win? Love, tolerance, and an influx of new diverse bronies? Or this wave of white nationalist pony lovers? Only time will tell whether the fandom can ride this one out. See, that's such an intellectually dishonest thing to say. All right. So if people are saying that there's like at least, 500,000 to 1 million bronies out there, that doesn't mean like that there's a 500,000 to 1 million fucking alt bronies. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing. It might be if they exist to the capacity of which this article is saying, then maybe, just maybe, they'd be a couple of them. Sure, yeah, fine. But to go out there and be like, they're all pony nationalists. That's still goddamn fucking funny. So goddamn funny. But to go out there and actually say that, though, and to treat everyone with that level of villainy, is the same kind of horseshit that led to the Gamers Are Dead articles in almost 3 years ago now, which really did kick off Gamergate as being Gamergate. You know what I mean? Like, that's the situation that happens when these news outlets start to attack fandoms that they have that they kind of dip their toe into and whatever, and they don't ever deal with as a whole. Then they start to vilify them, and then they only push this shit further, which is just really, really, really ridiculous. And it shows you that while Lexi Pandel here might have done some research a little bit, it was just precursory. It was surface level. It was a couple little Google searches here and there, and then put together this kind of shit piece on alt bronies. Calls them white nationalists, pony nationalists, so on and so forth, without ever actually giving you outside of the IRL shit posting with the zebras bit, any other examples. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this, was because this article is full of bullshit. And I think that, if you're an alt brony and you think this is horseshit, you should definitely speak up on this issue, because this is your community, your fandom being shit on by a larger publication that no longer features nudes. Okay, so whatever. And they're basically saying like, oh yeah, no, if you're a white nationalist, pony nationalist scumbag. And again, to me, that's just it's wholeheartedly intellectually dishonest, and and that's not very journalistically, ethically sound. All right, that one. Whew. That lasted a while. Holy goddamn. Oh my god. No, yeah, okay, I'm fucking all of a sudden MLP because I'm defending bronies. Nah, whatever, man. Holy shit, though. That fucking... Oh, man. That was 28 minutes of nonstop talking. Oh, my God. I'm fucking hot. I'm just... Oh, that was a lot. Jarboing is a new clomping. You shut the fuck up, Hank McCoy. You shut the fuck up. That Make Equestria Great Again was fucking great. Oh my god, that was fucking a brony tale. That's what it is. Okay, I was sent a screener copy of a brony tale a couple years ago. I think like 3 years ago now is when I watched it. Will bronyism ever become? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Oh Jesus. I'm hoping you guys liked it. I know that's long, but I'm hoping you guys liked it. I do. I told you it was gonna be long. I was hoping less than fucking 20 minutes, but it took like 30 almost. Like Jesus Christ, that's a long one. Thank you, not your problem. Thank you. I know, right? Pony nationalism. I just can't. I can't believe that phrase was written with seriousness. That that just cracks me up. Oh man, that's just some funny ass shit right there. Oh, okay. So I missed a super chat from Kekistani Insurrection asking, "Do I watch the Hard News Network?" I don't. I'm not too sure what that is. And then Not Your Problem sent me 2 super chats, one for DaBaby and then one for DaBaby 2. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. DaBaby is still coming along just fine. She is coming along just fine. So that will be something, no more about soon. So, am I a jabroni? I'm not a jabroni. No, I'm not a jabroni. My brony doll, I don't have a brony doll. Will the My Little Pony movie be more profitable than the Emoji Movie? Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. My Little Pony movie should have dropped, like, this summer. Hard Bastard's channel? Okay. I know who Hard Bastard is. I just haven't seen his channel. So, whew. That's a long one. Those stories take a lot out of me to do, because those are non-stop, man. Fuck. My kid won't be born until, I think, like, December. Early December. So, I raised my daughter on MLP. If she finds it on her own, then that's that. The star Hank, it looks dumb. My daughter won't be a feminist now. Here's the thing. All I can do is teach her what I feel, and if she comes to it on her own, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I'm not a religious person, if she came to it on her own, I would respect it, because that's her choice. So, how many waifu pillows do I have? I don't have any waifu pillows. I don't have any. I should get one, though. Is that Armored Skeptic one for sale? Or, hey, does Failure Accomplished have a fucking waifu pillow? Because he won't stop talking about his goddamn fucking $90 shower curtain. Crazy Hair did nothing wrong. She was innocent. Ah, Green Ghost. Look, don't bring up that shit, dude. No, she's not innocent. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. No, I'd raise her on Pokemon, sure. If she wants not, no, I mean, she gets to a certain age and gets to it. I can't stop her once she gets to a certain age. So, thank you very much, Chaos Sonic. I pretty much, I think Rich has a waifu pillow. I could put the skull on like a bigger pillow, make that a waifu pillow. Would you guys buy a MundaneMatt waifu pillow? Okay, well I said that right as Jeeves says that shit. Waifu. Oh, thanks a lot, Color Me Triggered. Really appreciate the super chat for $5. Really helps out, man. Thank you. Failure does has a waifu pillow. Oh, god damn it. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. What would I do if she ends up liking Sonic? I don't know. Throw her in a lake. No, I'm kidding. What age would I show my daughter Ghostbusters or Star Wars? Star Wars probably like 2 or 3 or something, maybe 4. Ghostbusters a little bit older because the jokes. She won't get the jokes. I didn't get a lot of the jokes until I was older. Same with like Spaceballs or some shit. Funny as fuck when I was a kid, dude. Saw that movie when I was like 7. Loved it. Didn't get all the jokes till I was older. What if she ends up liking Ghostbusters 26? I don't know, man. I don't know what I'll do. Actually, you know what I would do? I would sit there and I'd have a discussion with her about it. I would have a discussion with her and ask her why. Like, what about this do you like? I think that's a valid question. So, I know 2 Griffin. I follow 2 Griffin. He doesn't do his rants like he used to anymore, man. He plays games now, but his rants are fucking epic. Like, his rants are better than like Razor Fist rants, and I love Razor Fist rants, even when I don't agree with them. So, honey, you are wrong, and this is why. It might actually turn into that, Curtis. You saw From Dusk Till Dawn at age 8. Yeah, I mean, like, I watched a lot of horror movies at that age. You know, like, I'm looking forward to like the younger horror movie stage when like everything scares the shit out of them. So, what would I do a town hall style Discord chat for? What would I do that for, Bull Moose? Oh yeah, if you guys want to, I don't think I'll be in the Discord chat. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me... Where's that at? Okay. If you guys want to jump in the Discord, you guys can jump in the Discord there. So, rumor has it I'll be working full time. Oh, I'm giving myself August. If it doesn't come back, to where is manageable. Like I was really hoping tonight and tomorrow night, kind of like with Super Chat to help me get over even like just like shit, like $2,000. Like I need like $2,000 a month as I can swing off of that, essentially. And I'm underneath it. That's how bad it is. But yeah, I'm giving myself August. If it doesn't pick up again in August, which it should start picking up again in August. It usually picks up leading into the holiday months. Then I'm probably going to I'm going to start applying for holiday work, and then I'll probably stop doing the streams, and then just do the videos, and then that's that. So until I can go back to doing, full time again. That's the downside to it. I do need to get the other stuff figured out. So yeah, like the merchandising shit. So let me see here. All right. 800 and I'll be fine. Yeah, dude, I have a mortgage, so no. No. At my old place, yes. Not anymore. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, I think on that note, I'm gonna wrap things up. So the Paul 2K, I don't know if it's gonna ever end, man. Like it was doing fine. It was going back to normal and shit, and then it dropped again this month. Like the last couple months, it did pretty good. Midway through May, picked back up. June did pretty well. Then July tanked, just tanked. So, oh, thanks a lot, Donut Dog. Oh, yeah, foodwishes.blogspot.com. Delicious. Oh, you want me to say it? Like, foodwishes.blogspot.com. Delicious represent. Try that again, because I'm a professional. Foodwishes.blogspot.com. Delicious recipes at your fingertips. Wink. Kate Burgess, everyone's channel got hit. Everyone's channel got hit. I got people messaging me, and they're trying to we talk about it. A lot of us talk about it. And they'll be like, oh yeah, like try this trick, see if this helps. Nothing works. It's like there's no magic cure for everything. What we're dealing with here is this situation in time where I don't know. That's why that whole lawsuit from Zombie Go Boom is going to be very interesting to see what happens. So there's definitely that. We haven't decided on a name yet for the girl. We're still figuring out. I think right now we're kind of hovering around like Melody or something. We didn't bully Crazy Hair for being autistic. No one gave, what the fuck, dude? Fuck off. I don't know if it will flop if it will flop in theaters because of Pennywise overuse, but it will have an impact on the marketing. It will, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be too much of shit there. So, turn off that pesky adpocalypse. There we go. Fucking screen cap that and send that off to Mr. Medicare. But yeah, oh man, I'm fucking exhausted. Like I said, not Melania. Why would, no, fuck you, Melania. It's like chicken. Smolder. I'm Melania. I'm here to fix the babies. No. Name her Chlamydia. I'll run it past the girlfriend and see what she says. I'll report back to you on that. You can probably guess what they're gonna say. The answer is no. No, Melody. Not yeah. Adam Sessler Sharpo. Oh God. Would I bang Ivanka? Who wouldn't? Hillary. That's pretty funny. Name her Meridian? No. Russian hacks? No. Amanda Holiday Charbo? I do like the name Amanda, actually. So I do like the name Amanda. It's a cute name. Name her Amelia. No, it's all good, guys. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I'll be back on tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Hopefully better rested. I only got a couple hours of sleep tonight and did my videos for today. Got them out a little bit late. Got this thing done, so we're all good. I'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for more of the Mundane Matt Show. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. And remember, wipe front to back or else you might get a UTI.